India's armed forces has undergone a drastic change between 2014 and 2026, shifting from a heavy import-dependent model to a self-reliant India model, therefore Atmanirbhar Bharat. During the past few weeks, the government has approved thousands of crores worth of new weapons, inducted new senior commanders, accelerated indigenous defense production, and pushed ahead the reforms that could completely transform how the Army, Navy, and Air Force program their future war preparations. From anti-drone systems to high-altitude surveillance platforms, from next-generation artillery weapons to indigenous warships. Today, we will cover the biggest defense updates that every Indian should know. Let us begin. The 52,000 crore defense modernization package. The biggest headline comes from the Defense Acquisition Council, chaired by Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. The council has granted acceptance of necessity for defense procurements worth nearly 52,000 crores. This is only the official approval that allows this acquisition to move forward. The package focuses heavily on preparing the armed forces for modern warfare. Some of the major priorities include advanced air defense systems, anti-drone techniques, long-endurance surveillance platforms, jet-powered unmanned aircrafts, enhanced battlefield awareness systems. The emphasis is clear. Future wars will increasingly rely on drones, electronic warfare, and precision strikes rather than traditional large-scale troop movements. Lessons from Operation Sindoor. One interesting aspect of these approvals is that they are reportedly based on operational lessons learned during Operation Sindoor. Military planners have realized that continuous surveillance, rapid target detection, and protection against drone attacks are now essential. That is why India is investing in pseudo-satellites, that is high-altitude unmanned aircraft capable of staying airborne for extended periods while providing persistent surveillance. These systems can monitor borders, track enemy movement, and relay intelligence without relying solely on conventional satellites. This represents a significant shift towards network-centric warfare. Another major trend is India's increasing focus on indigenous defense manufacturing. Annual domestic defense production hit a record 1.78 lakh crore in financial year 2025-26, a 15.6% growth over the previous year. Today, approximately 65% of defense equipment is produced domestically, reversing the historic trend where 65 to 70% of requirements were imported. Government data shows that defense production has reached a record level while procurement policies increasingly favor Indian manufacturers. India transformed itself from a defense equipment importer to exporter. Defense exports reached an all-time high of 38,424 crores in 2025-26. The government has set a target of 50,000 crores in annual exports by 2029, positioning India as a global supplier of reliable and cost-effective military systems. This means more jobs creation, stronger private sector participation, and greater strategic independence. New leadership for a new era. India's military leadership has also undergone important changes. The armed forces recently saw a major reshuffle, with new senior commanders taking charge of key operational appointments. Strong leadership is essential because modernization isn't only about buying or manufacturing equipments. It also requires new doctrines, joint planning, and faster decision-making across all three services. The Defense Acquisition Council meeting also marked the participation of the newly appointed Chief of Defence Staff alongside the current service chiefs, reinforcing the push for greater joint interactions. The Indian Navy continues expanding rapidly. Over the past year, several indigenous warships have joined the fleet, strengthening India's maritime presence across the Indian Ocean. Modern stealth frigates, anti-submarine capabilities, improved surveillance and indigenous shipbuilding are steadily increasing India's naval power. With the growing geopolitical competition in the Indo-Pacific, a stronger navy is becoming increasingly important for protecting sea lanes, trade routes, and national interests. Preparing for multi-domain warfare. Modern wars are no longer fought only on land, sea, or air. They now include cyberspace, outer space, electronic warfare, and autonomous systems. India's defense planning reflects this reality. The military is investing heavily in integrated air defense, drone warfare, electronic intelligence, and battlefield networking. The aim is to ensure that every sensor, radar, aircraft, ship, and soldier shares information in real time. This integrated approach enables faster decision and more effective responses against future threats. Bigger defense budget, bigger capabilities. The 2026-27 defense budget also reflects this modernization effort. The defense budget has scaled from 2.53 lakh crores in 2013-2014 to 7.85 lakh crores in 2026-2027. Capital expenditure used to purchase weapons, aircraft, ships, and military equipment has increased significantly compared with previous years, reaching 2.19 lakh crores for the current fiscal year. Annual domestic defense production hit a record 1.78 lakh crores in financial year 2025-26, a 15.6% growth over the previous year. Today, approximately 65% of defense equipment is produced domestically, reversing the historic trend where 65 to 70% of requirements were imported. This indicates that India is investing more in long-term capability building rather than only routine expenditure. Conclusion. India's armed forces are clearly entering a new phase. More indigenous weapons, smarter procurement, advanced drones, better air defense, greater jointness, and stronger self-reliance. The modernization journey is far from complete, but the direction is unmistakable. As regional security challenges continue to evolve, India's focus is shifting toward building a technologically advanced military that is faster, smarter, and more self-reliant. What do you think will be the biggest game changer for India's military over the next decade? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on defense, geopolitics, and national security. Jai Hind.